Let us start with the new lecture. In this lecture, we are going to cover different categories of pen testing. When a software or an application is developed, it is essential to make various kinds of tests to ensure the product is complete, safe, and systematic. To perform such tests, multiple techniques are available like black box, white box, and gray box. Each of these techniques or test approaches provide different possibilities. The black box testing. In this kind of testing, you don't need any knowledge of the internal working structure. You can work with the graphical user interface for test cases. Black box testing is popularly called as functional testing, closed box testing, and data driven testing. This outlook towards the testing involves trial methods and error guessing techniques as the test does not require any knowledge of the internal coding of the software. Moreover, it is not regarded for algorithm testing. Next is the white box testing. You don't need any knowledge regarding the internal working structure, that is coding of the software, when dealing with the white box testing. It is also called structural testing, code based testing, transparent testing, and clear box testing. In this testing, verification of the system boundaries and data domain is the fundamental, and there is no absence of internal coding knowledge. Also, it is correctly fitted and suggested for algorithm testing. The most important benefit of the white box testing is that the company provides you entire information of the internal organization of the company. Next is the gray box testing. In this type of testing, you need limited knowledge of the internal working structure. It is usually known as translucent testing as the test possesses partial knowledge of the coding or internal system. If you have knowledge, it is preceded by the upholding data domains and internal system boundaries of the software. Gray box testing is not suitable for algorithm testing. The company provides you partial knowledge of the internal system. How to select a testing methodology? The testing approach you should use depend on number of factors, including time allocated to the assessment, access to internal application resources, and the goals of the test. Tests intended to best approximate short-term effects of the attackers with limited resources can be conducted using black box methodologies. If the test is intended to reflect longer-term effects of the attackers who have more significant resources, gray box tests can help to reflect knowledge that attackers might learn about the application's internals without requiring the assessment team to expend the full amount of resources that would be available to hackers. Teams that need to make the most insightful and far-reaching recommendations about the applications with limited amount of time should use white box or clear box testing. Security testers should be flexible and be able to plan a test approach for any of these scenarios given the time and access to resources available for an application. This is the most important thing in white box testing, as the entire information is provided to you. Analysts can select a testing methodology that will maximize the security benefits of the findings within the given constraints. Given an understanding that the time and testing resources favor attackers in the wild, assessments team should optimize their activities accordingly. Next is the types of pen testing. Network penetration testing. In network PT, you would be testing a network environment for potential security vulnerabilities and threats. This test is divided into two categories, external and internal pen testing. An external pen testing would involve testing the public IP address, whereas in an internal test, you can become part of the internal network and test that network. You may be provided a VPN access to the network or would have to physically go to the work environment for pen testing. Next is the web application PT. Web application penetration testing is very common nowadays since your application hosts critical data such as the credit card numbers, usernames, and passwords. Therefore, this type of pen testing has become more common than network pen testing. Mobile application pen testing. The mobile application PT is the newest type of pen testing that has become common since almost every organization use Android and iOS based mobile applications to provide services to their customers. Therefore, Organizations want to make sure that their mobile applications are secure enough for users to rely on the company. Next is the social engineering pen testing. A social engineering PT can be a part of network pen testing. In a social engineering PT, the organization may ask you to attack its users. This is where you use speared phishing attacks and browser exploits to trick a user into doing things they did not intend to do so. And the last is the physical penetration testing. A physical PT is what you would rarely be doing in your career as a pen tester. In physical penetration testing, you would be asked to walk into the organization's building physically and test physical security controls such as locks and RFID mechanisms. In the next lecture, we will see the phases of pen testing.